what's up, Slunts? Joker here. Now, maybe you heard of this little game that just came out today called The Evil Within. Now, as we know, it's on the next-gen consoles, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Unfortunately, on that platform, it's actually locked at 30 frames per second. Absolutely dreadful, I know. But my concern is really with the PC version, and why the fuck that is locked at 30 frames per second. We're playing on the fucking PC. Why the fuck would we want our frame rate locked? We have insane graphics cards, quad-core, even 8-core processors, 144 hertz displays, 4K, all that shit. And they want to fucking sit there and tie us down to a fucking meager 30 frames per second like I'm some sort of fucking console peasant cunt. Now, admittedly, yes, the user can go in there. We can go ahead and we can remove the frame rate cap. We can increase it to 60, which they say is actually kind of buggy. Or you can even unlock it all the way, which is probably even buggier. They say they're going to address this in the future, but that's besides the fact, because of the fact that even at 60 frames per second, the game is still a complete bit of tosh. I'm talking just an absolute pile of pants. Do you understand what I'm saying here? It is fucking rubbish. The game is at like this 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio, like I'm in a fucking cinema, and it doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look like it was made for that aspect ratio with the black bars on the top and bottom. It honestly looks like the top and the bottom of the screen is fucking cut off. It looks like they filmed the game and just slapped in some black bars and said, oh look, it's 2.35 to 1. Good luck, you stupid fucking cocksuckers, at your 30 frames per second, because it's a cinematic experience. You need the 30 FPS to experience the cinematic experience. It's so movie-like. It's going to be just like a movie. That's what we need, a fucking movie. No, I don't want a fucking movie. I want a fucking video game that runs at a proper 1080p 16:9 aspect ratio or higher, and I want 60 frames per second or higher. Is that really that hard to understand? I wasn't expecting the most amazing optimized game, being that it's on the id Tech 5 engine. I know with Wolfenstein back then didn't have SLI, it was capped at 60 FPS, but you know what? The game looked good, and it ran well enough at 60 FPS where it really wasn't that big of a deal. That is not the case with Evil Within at all. Running at 30 FPS is a fucking joke! And also, what's with the fucking lying? They told us that this game was recommending a 4GB video card. This game does not go over 1.8 gigs. Let's get that right out of the way. I'm running the game at about 1800 megabytes. That's with 3 displays hooked up at the same time. 2 of them are only running desktop, but they still use up about 100 to 150 megabytes in total in addition to the game. And I'm only seeing about 1.8 gig usage. So where the fuck is the other 2.2 gig? Are you using that to render the other 30 frames per second that I'm not seeing? In short, what really pisses me off is that they try to lie to us and tell us that this is how the game should be played at this aspect ratio, which I guess I can maybe kind of forgive if that's their artistic view and how they want the game to look. But 30 frames per second is a joke, and any developer that comes out and tells people that this is the way the game is meant to be played is fucking lying. They are lying to you, they are lying to me, they're lying to all of us, the consumers. They are making you think that that's the way the game is meant to be played because that's the best that they can get it on the Xbox One or the PS4 or both. And then they want to have parity across the platforms, including the PC, so that the PC people can't say, hey, look, we have a game running at 60 FPS, and it looks better, and it runs smoother at higher resolutions than you. Because that's going to make all these fucking chumps that went out and bought Xbox Ones and PS4s feel like fucking shit. As they should. They're playing on a lesser platform. That's fine. I'm not going to give them shit for it. But you know what? You get what you fucking pay for. It's the same as on the PC. They're not going to say, oh, everyone has to run the game like shit because Jim can only afford a GTX 650. That's not the case. You should be able to run the game as the best you can possibly run it with your given hardware based on what you, the consumer, paid for. If you can build a $4,000 computer, you should be able to use every little fucking bit of it. And don't think that Bethesda are the only ones doing this. Ubisoft recently has really gotten under my skin talking about this 30 FPS bullshit, saying that it's the way they want people to play their fucking games. With Far Cry 4 being capped at 30 FPS. Give me a fucking break. It's a first-person shooter. It's meant to be played at 60 FPS or more. Why the fuck would anyone want to play a game at 30 FPS? I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me down in the comments below. Do you want to play a game at 30 FPS? Do you think it's a more cinematic experience at 30 frames per second? Please tell me down in the comments below. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter at JokerSlunt, or you can get back to my channel anytime by simply going to jokerslunt.com. gmail.com. I'll catch y'all motherfuckers next time. Ta fucking Rita! Angry fat guy. Out!